It's our third feature match here for week one of Foundations. Welcome to the last match of the week. Here we got Tony G, Why Not, who's the creator of one of my favorite emotes on the server, and facing off against Spaghetti Mitch. And we got our second turn one leyline axe of the night here. What's going on in
Turn zero.
Mitch's hand?
It's another Golgari deck
Okay.
over here. Looks so far like it's straight black green, although we'll see. I think Mitch has one extra pack beyond his starting pool.
Okay, yeah, I thought Tony was a 0-2, so a bit of a slow start here. Mitch, I think I saw 1-1 or 2-1, something like that. So, still early
We have
days here.
two
I guess you'll see now
two
that
grow from the ashes.
the myths of a two-color deck have been dispelled here by the Grow from the Ashes. Um, yeah, Tony's got a bit of a slow hand here. He's got the Wildwood Scourge, which is that X and a green creature that you would want to
Yep.
pump a bunch of mana into. Like you really don't like playing it like as a 3 mana 2/2 with minimal text, but when you have Leyline Axe in play, you're not going to be too picky.
Totally.
He
Plus it
has
grows when you play other counters. So we have
yeah,
another grow
yeah, you
from
have
the
to have
ashes.
other, yeah, you have to have other counters. So we got a bake into a pie, a bushwhack, and 3 lands. So pretty simple hand here. I think Tony's giving us a read to decide if he wants to bake this into a pie. Um, I mean, most certainly, there might be something better coming down in Tony's mind.
Mitch just hovered the concede there.
Uh, Yeah, this
Maybe a bit
Wardens of the
fearful of the
Cycle,
axe.
it's kind of been it's kind of what I was talking about with Leyline X before. Whenever I play it, it just sits there and nothing ever dies. And when my opponent plays it, it's a personal howling mine for them. Like they just kill my
Yeah.
stuff and they're drawing cards. And then when I play it, it's just a 3/4 that just sits there and looks silly. Oh, well, the concede button is looking a little more real here with the Ashford Animist being drawn. That's that 4/4 rare
Uh-oh.
that can just pump something into oblivion here. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh,
Um,
we hit an evolving wilds.
I mean, this is actually just
Yeah.
lethal. So this is 17 if he
Is it?
equips. Yeah. If he equips to the Ash Root, it's 17. He's going to not equip to the Ash Root,
Oh,
fearing perhaps a removal. Because
coward.
at least here he still gets in for 4.
Oh, still lethal.
Okay.
Still lethal.
Yeah. Oh, it's lethal. It's lethal in all sorts of ways here. That's
Mitch is gonna go get another forest, maybe?
yeah. I mean, like I
Or,
said, the Ashroot anime. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I mean, Mitch was commentating with me last night. We had some of the tightest play I've really almost ever seen here on the server last night in the top 8 mega draft, just due to the nature of how the decks turned out. And then tonight our matches have kind of just been like one-sided games, which I mean, it happens from time to time. People mulligan, people get
that
flooded,
one
people get screwed. Like our matches tonight have been a bit anticlimactic, but that's how it goes sometimes.
that one took about 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think we've had like under 40 minutes of play tonight so far in the future
Uh
matches.
looks like it looks like the blue splash it's only a single island being run. Is just for Zimone from the looks of it.
Okay.
So not much sideboarding happening, just a quick turnaround.
I mean, Tony must be doing some sort of a complete rebuild here. I'm not sure why he's completely rebuilding here. He's going from a straight up Jund deck to what appears to be a Grixis deck. So I don't know what he saw that made him believe that he wants to side into that, having seen lands and then more lands and then more lands. But he's doing it. He's going into a more Grixis with a bunch of spells here. So again, not sure what he saw that prompted that, but
Maybe he's Jund on the play and Grixis on the draw.
yeah, I mean, these players that are able to do this and like know when to do a transformation or sideboard, I like tip of the hat to them. It's just like I don't even I can't even think that hard. I'm just like focus one thing at a time. I'm not thinking about what deck I'm siding into, especially in week one. But that's why
Is the time
he's a top performer. That's why he's a league winner, and that's why he's had a lot of success here.
is the time for a transformational sideboard when you just had a turn five for 20 lethal?
Yeah, I mean, like, don't mess with success, right?
Perhaps.
But I guess maybe he's gone to this rhythm of maybe when he's on the draw against maybe like some sort of green decks with big stuff, he just wants to be a bit more controlling rather than just try and compete big stuff for big stuff. Maybe he doesn't feel he has enough removal. I'm sure. I'm sure it's not random. He didn't just like roll a dice to determine if he was going to change decks. So there's reason behind it. But his hand kind of needs some lands, and not just some lands, but some specific lands. He's got a Think Twice, Solemn, Simulacrum, Dreadwing Scavenger, Stab, Abyssal Harvester, Seer Slicer, Goblin, Icewind Elemental, no other land. But he does have three rares, so four
We
rares, four
need these
rares.
treasures. These
Phyrexian Arena off the top. Yeah, no, this game's not looking very good. What's Mitch
we're
got?
out of lands, but quite a lot of high drops. Oh, great. We just hit an island, so that's perfect.
Yeah,
We have Gulta at the very top, but lower than that, we've got a Needle Tooth Pack and an Elf-Worn Giant, as well as a Baked in the Pie. So looking pretty good against two islands, I think.
it's looking good against discard to hand size. Yeah, I mean he's just gonna play something big here.
Mitch could have used one of the treasures and then played the land to trigger this, but
Oh right,
probably not going to matter.
but I don't think he wanted to
I
sack
would have
two
used up
treasures.
a treasure,
Sacking two
but
treasures seems a little wild just for 1/1. All right, we got another discard to
he's
hand size
GGing
here.
now.
All right.
Last game we did the early concede. This time it's the early GG. Here comes Galta.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll. I mean, that'll literally end the game. I mean, sometimes you just see a Galta when you're at 20 and you're like, nah, no thanks, and you just like you have no answer. No, here, like he's at 6, he's dead. All right, well,
Yeah,
the blue was not long for this world because it's coming straight out. So you're getting the
so
full
far,
transformation here.
the majority of the runtime of this match was the sideboard so far.
I will say he did his sideboarding very quickly.
Yeah, but these matches had two games and a combined four
Yeah.
minutes.
So he definitely has like probably a screenshot of the deck like pulled up of what he wants to switch into because he did it very quickly, effortlessly, I would say. Yeah. So in the Grixis build, his red is just 3 burn spells and a Seer Slicer Goblin, that rare. But in the Jund deck, he has 2 rubies and an Astrid Animus, so it's more of a third color than a splash color, I would say. So the mana in this build is like slightly worse.
Wait, which build are we on now? Are we going back to Jund
Yeah,
or
he's
is
going back
this
to his original
Grixis
deck, which
stuff?
is way more 3 colors, just because he has 3 Gruul cards on top of the 4 red cards that he was splashing in the Grixis deck. Yeah, so this one's the way that his Grixis deck was built, he could survive without red mana, but I don't think he could with with the one he's presenting now. But this was the one that won so convincingly. So yeah, maybe he just built 2 decks and he said one's the on the play deck or one's the game 1 deck and the other one's the on the draw deck.
Yeah, I could see playing Jund on the play, but not on the draw.
Yeah, like I said, anybody who takes enough time to come up with these strategies and the sideboarding plans, like I give them credit. Like you know, it is helping them, right? It's actively helping them. It's just a lot of
Okay.
people can't. Like I know for myself, I was like, I'm just playing my deck. Maybe I'll sideboard, maybe I won't, but definitely not switching colors.
So Mitch has a couple of hungry ghouls.
Okay,
He hit all three of his colors. And then we've got the Wardens again and the Gulta again.
that sounds like a keep. Over here we got a green tap line and a Llanowar Elves, but no other mana sources in sight. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm not
He
yeah, no, he's
did.
got the Leyline X, but
Oh, we just top decked the Reclamation Sage.
we got
The perfect
we got
hit.
the one lander here, which is I'm I personally can't sign off on it even with the Llanowar elves. But here's all right. Well, here's the land to not punish. So
Never punished.
his only play is to equip, which taps the Llanowar elves, or to cast Fiery Annihilation, which you don't really want to spend your premium 5 damage removal spell on this Hungry Ghoul. So he does have 3 black cards in hand, which he can't cast, but the next land will give him Solemn Simulacrum. So it seems like the one lander keep will not come back to absolutely devastate him, but he does need a land very very soon, or else it's going to be very difficult to win.
So Mitch is trying to decide if he plays the Reclamation Sage here, or if we could run out another Hungry Ghoul, maybe with the Llanowar Elves that we just drew. There's also an Eager Truffle Snout now,
I
but it looks like it's going to be
I know Mitch is a guy who
the
likes
Hungry
developing to the
Ghoul.
board before interacting. Like he'll usually play out most of his stuff before he starts killing things. Um,
Yeah.
so I could see this being the play that he wants to do. Yeah, it's like you hate like Tony is like very unhappy right now with that with like having to use a premium removal on that like 2 drop, which posed no threat at all.
Well,
But
he's going to be
he
even
can't fall
less
behind.
happy.
Yeah, so he can play a Solemn next turn. If Mitch puts something really impactful into play this turn, it's gonna be quite difficult here for
Yeah, it's
Tony.
likely to be the Wardens unless he plays out the Reclamation Sage.
Nah, let's just play a 3/4. All right, we got a swamp here, so we're actually very much in this game where the one land keep was looking pretty grim. Um, he's drawn his lands, he's drawn his black source, so he doesn't have to spend the turn playing Solemn to go get the black. He can play something a little better. Imagine he could just play the either the Shriek Mass, which is the flyer that mills 3, or the Banshee to kill the Llanowar elves. But okay, He's just gonna go get another land with Solemn. Yeah, Solemn is like it's a card I really want to be good. Like, look at this card. It's like how could this be bad? Well, in 2024, these effects on a 4 drop are not as good as they used to be.
So yeah, here comes the Reclamation
Yep.
Sage and probably the Swiftfoot Boots that we just drew as well.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Swiftfoot boots in a limited format?
I think it's playable here, but I think it's got to be one of your first cuts.
Yeah, I feel like
I mean,
it's such a staple in Commander, and it's so important. Like in the decks where where it's important, it's like it's one of the best cards in the deck, basically, right? Like it's so strong. Um,
yeah, I
it's
mean, that's
just
just so different, right?
it's hard to have it be worth a card. Like sometimes, yeah, it'll really put the screws to your opponent, but even if it does, it's like you're playing a bit behind curve to get it to work. And when you are behind, I mean, it protects something, but it doesn't help you win or stop you from losing. So
Everyone mentions the curve issue, but for me, I'd only be running it to protect bombs and to give you an advantage when you're sort of top decking. You have one creature that can't be interacted with. Like that seems like the only real reasons to run it. I don't know that you're using it as a haste
yeah,
enabler
yeah,
ever.
like for whatever reason, I always see the worst in cards. Like I'm like where a lot of people see like the ceiling, they're like, I see what it can do, and I'm like, I see where it fails, and I focus more on that.
Yeah,
So, I mean, there's probably decks where it's correct to play them, but the percentage of the time is low enough that I'm just willing to ignore it and say like
yeah.
maybe like 1 or 2% of the time it might be right. I'll just round down to 0.
Well, here also it's just how many spare playables do you have in a two-color deck? Like, can't be that many.
Yeah, I mean, moving around a hexproof for one is okay. It's just It just doesn't give stats. That's
Yeah.
if it even
So
was
we're
like
gonna
plus
try to
one
pick up
plus.
the last
I mean,
card.
there was the one in OTJ that was like plus one plus O haste, and I think ward. And like I played that card sometimes
Ooh,
in the white aggressive decks, and it was nice because it gave that little
the
power.
burgling.
The little power bump actually changes things, and this is actually going to be a pretty big hit here with the burglar rat, as he's going to hit the tragic banshee, which is oh no, he's going to sack and maybe draw something worse than a banshee. Yeah, okay.
That's smart.
Right, so it's a
Smart play.
stab, which doesn't really have any good targets, so off it goes. Yeah, but Mitch is really piling
So
on the
now we,
advantage here with this
yeah, although that
with the wardens.
creep mass is pretty scary.
Yeah, this is definitely a spaghetti Mitch attack here. He is happy
I like it.
to sack his creatures to push through damage. But
Oh, oh, he's just gonna swap with the ghoul. Wow, interesting.
I
I would be
mean, he
eating the
was
burn
planning
for
to
that.
just sack a creature to trade with the Billing Shriekmass, but his opponent gave him an out to not have to do that. So he said, "Sure, why not?" Oh, there's a Hydra. That's going to be reasonably large. 6/6. Yes, he can attack for 4 and play a
Oh,
6/6. Okay.
that's quite the clock. We've got a Gauntlet that can just be hard cast. Just
Galta will
three.
cost what, 2? Something like that? 3.
Yeah, three right now.
That's a good deal.
I'll deal with a 6/6.
I'd pay 3 for a 12 trample. Yeah, you talked me into it. 7 mana 6/6,
Yeah.
meet 3 mana 12/12.
Oh, we can give it the boots.
Oh, well, here's. Okay, so the game's just actually done. Yeah, okay. Well,
This is lethal.
I mean, Swiftfoot Boots, I immediately am forced to eat my words, I suppose, because
There we
it's
go.
proving to be extraordinarily helpful here in winning the game. So there we go. Swiftfoot Boots, standout game-winning card, no doubt about it. Uh, all right, so at least a bit more of a competitive match, slightly than our other two, but overall a very brisk night of action here um, for week one feature matches. Thanks for watching, and see everybody back next week.